Welcome to Sanctuary Church Online. We're a church that meets every Sunday right here in Providence, Rhode Island, a community that wants to walk by faith, be known by love, and be a voice of hope for our region. Today, Pastor Andrew is teaching on the question, what if the bill has already been paid and you're still trying to pay it?
Grace, defined as unmerited favor. We live in a world where you earn what you get. You work, you hustle, you prove yourself, and even when someone gives you a gift, you feel the need to pay it back, invite them over, return the favor. But at the heart of the way of Jesus is something that you can't earn, can't repay. Actually, you can only receive. And this is what Jesus gets at again and again and again in the Gospels. In Luke 15 in particular, Jesus tells three stories. First, a shepherd with 100 sheep, one wanders off, he leaves the 99, searches until he finds it, and when he does, he joyfully carries it home. Second, there's a woman with 10 coins. She loses one, lights a lamp, sweeps the house, searches carefully until she finds it, and when she does, she throws a party with her neighbors. And then third, there's a son who runs off with his father's money, squanders it all, but while he's still a long way off, the text says, before he can get even his apology out, the father runs to him, throws his arms around him, and welcomes him home. And all three of these stories in this little section of Jesus' teaching, the action doesn't start with the sheep or the coin or the son. It starts with the shepherd. It starts with the woman. It starts with the father. The energy is on the finder, on the seeker, on the one who moves first. There's a theologian by the name of Robert Capon, and he once said, these stories are parables of grace and grace alone. Not a single note of earning, not a single breath of rewarding the rewardable. The sheep's carried, the coin is found, the son is embraced before he can prove a thing. It's the lostness itself that moves God to act. And this is the heart of grace, God's determination to move before we do. Paul, in the book of Romans, he's writing a letter to a church, and he says, at just the right time, when we were still powerless, Christ died for us. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. While we were powerless, while we were lost, or when we were lost, when we weren't even looking. Grace doesn't wait for us to get our act together. It moves first. Maybe you could put it this way. Grace is already true. You don't make it true. You don't determine its existence. You can only respond to it, yes or no. I remember sitting at a restaurant here in Providence over on the west side, and at the end of the meal, I asked for the check. And the waitress came over and said, oh, you actually don't need to worry about that. Somebody else actually already paid the bill. And there's that moment where I realized, the obvious thing, I guess, is she's not giving me an option. She's informing me of what has been true for the last 30 or so minutes. The bill had already been covered. There's nothing left for me to add. My only choice was to accept it. I think if I can be honest, and maybe you can be honest, sometimes that stuff feels strange. It's almost uncomfortable because my first impulse is, okay, I'll get him back next time. I'll return the favor. I'll go track down who it was. But grace doesn't work like that. After the hopelessness, when you know you can't pay, it's just acceptance. And you take the mimosa and you smile and you receive what's already been given. That's what Paul Tillich meant when he said, grace is like a voice that breaks in and says, you are accepted. You might not feel like a different person right away, but over time, you'll find yourself transformed by it. And so some of you today have been carrying things for years. For some, as long as you can remember, things like regret, things like shame or secrets that eat away at you, that sort of color everything about how you see yourself. And all the while, God has already moved. While you were still lost, Christ died for you. On the cross, Jesus says, it is finished. In the Greek, that phrase literally means paid in full. And I sometimes wonder if God looks at all of the junk that we keep dragging around with us and just says, I'm not bringing this up again and again and again. Why are you? There is this invitation in the scriptures, this invitation by Jesus again and again to name it, confess the sin, and then to repent, to turn back to him. Grace means the bill has been paid. The check has been covered, and the only thing left is to receive it. The author Brennan Manning once told a story of a woman who claimed to have visions of Jesus, and the local archbishop, wanting to sort of test her, having the same sort of cynicism maybe you do as soon as you hear me say that, says, hey, look, next time, ask Jesus what sins I, the archbishop, confessed the last time that I went to confession. Trying to essentially get her. Later, she reports back, like, you know what, I asked him. And the archbishop asked, well, so what did he say? And she took his hand and replied, Jesus told me, I don't remember. I don't remember. And that, my friends, is grace. God's not holding your past over your head. And when you actually start to receive this truth, that it is finished, it changes you. When you rest in God's love, you find yourself compelled to love others. You find yourself compelled to extend that unmerited favor to others, to forgive, to give, to serve, to walk in a very different way. And when people ask, why would you do that? The only answer then would be, well, love made me do it, or grace made me do it. So maybe today, you need to stop trying to repay what's already been paid, to stop striving to prove what is already true, to simply accept what Jesus has done for you. The invitation always is simply to say yes.
If something in this message spoke to you, or if you're curious about Jesus or the church, we'd love to help you take the next step. You can click the link in the description to learn more or connect with us. And of course, we'd love to see you in person. We gather every Sunday right here at 15 Hayes Street in Providence. Have a great week. Hope to see you soon.